I'm Max, and this is Eurogamer 2011. I'm talking here with Colin, the lead designer for Guild Wars 2. So, what's the biggest difference from the previous game? What are you most proud of in Guild Wars 2?
Well, I'd say the biggest difference between Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2 is Guild Wars 1 was never a true MMO. It was never intended to be. We called it a cooperative online role-playing game, and it was, it was highly instanced. There were outposts where you met up with all the other players, and then you would go out into the world into instances. Guild Wars 2 is a true open-world MMO. It's hundreds and thousands of players running around in maps together all at the same time, out in the open world, experiencing a true, MMO experience. And that's really important to us, is that growth in the game. Some of the other things that have changed, you can now jump and swim. There's a fully playable 3D axis, so you can take full advantage of the Z-axis in Guild Wars 2. One thing that hasn't changed is you buy the game, you can play it for free forever. There's absolutely no monthly fees.
Yes. I mean, as a budget-conscious student, I salute that.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. And somebody mentioned you are trying to get rid of quests completely in their traditional sense. So how would that work?
Yeah, so we really have completely removed traditional MMO quests from Guild Wars 2, and we've replaced them with two distinct types of content. The first is your character's personal story. And when you create a character, you actually fill out a biography where you answer questions about who your character is in our world. Did you know your parents? Did you always want to join the circus? Are you a member of the Ash Legion or the Iron Legion? Did you grow up on the city streets or as a noble? And based on the answers you give to those questions, that actually determines the storyline you experience at the start of the game. And all of those are completely different storylines that you get to experience as you play through the game based on those choices that you make. As you play through those storylines, you make decisions that continue to branch the storyline and change it, so all the way as you play through the game, you're experiencing a completely unique and distinct story for your character. And you can have a completely different story than someone else who played the game. And that's the story of your character in the game, and you always have one thing that you can go do next on your story. It's like a single-player RPG where there's always that main storyline of what you're doing.
Exactly. So and that pleasure of creating your character, not by mindless grinding, but by actually making choices. This is something completely new.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it. That's just one of the core things we're doing. There's 60 feature films worth of voiced content in Guild Wars 2. So everywhere you go in your story, everything is voiced. It's all more immersive that way. So we're shooting for this should be an incredible RPG. And it also happens to be an MMO, but people who love RPGs, they should be the ones who come check out Guild Wars 2, because this is going to be the first MMO that they get into. They will love this game.